Ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. I am Sefin FM. Today we are taking a look at a tactic called the Gokgoz 4-2-3-1 wide, high, tempo, and press. Now, this is by someone on the Steam Workshop called Gokgoz. He seems to be a Turkish creator. The only description there is in English and then Turkish. 4-2-3-1 DM is new meta in FM23, but I still use the 4-2-3-1 wide, and I share my high press tactic with you. Now, it looks like he's taken a Japanese team. I don't know, Omiya Ardigo or something like that. I don't know that team at all. But it looks like there's a Tokyo team and a Kobe team. So it looks like a Japanese team in the J1 league. And there's also Atletico Madrid that they've used this on. Got 101 points. So it seems to have worked very well in his cases. Now we're going to take a look at our three teams of Tottenham, Wolves, and Newcastle in the Premier League. See how it does with those three. But for the tactic itself, as you can see, it looks like a standard 4-2-3-1 attacking mentality, custom tiki-taka, a sweeper keeper in support, wingbacks on the left and right in attack, ball playing defenders in defend, a box-to-box in support, next to a Mazzala in support, across the attacking line, inside forwards in attack, and then an attacking midfielder in support centrally, and an advanced forward up front. In possession, you have attacking with this fairly wide. Approach play is pass into space, overlap on the left and right, focus play down the left and right, and play out of defense. Passing directness is shorter, tempo is slightly higher. Final third is low crosses and work the ball into the box. In transition, counter press, counter, and that's it. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement is standard defensive line, trigger press much more often, and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Now, how did it do for our three teams? Well, as you can see now in the league table, Newcastle getting into Champions League spots, but only with 64 points. Really not a very good season for any of these three. Tottenham in the Conference League in 7th place with 62 points, and Wolves in 11th with, 53 points. All in all, a very average season, I think, all around. But 89 points for Man City and Liverpool, all the way down to 64 for Chelsea. So sometimes this game just throws curveballs at you, and you have some very bizarre seasons. But right now, it looks just pretty much average for our three. Newcastle's schedule not doing all that well until September. A great run of 3 games, and then you just completely lose it in October. Out in the Carabao Cup third round, 0-5 against Middlesbrough. And then you continue on in the FA Cup till the quarterfinals, 3-4 loss against Norwich, and then very spotty after that. Tottenham schedule looking better. I mean, you've got a fantastic end of August into September, but then it becomes spotty from that point on. So you do continue on in the Cups. You're out in the third round in the FA Cup against Liverpool, 1-4. That's a tough one. But you win the Carabao Cup final against Wolves. So 2 of our team getting to a cup final, one of them beating the other 5-3. So we've got 1 cup in hand. So even though it looks like it's a mediocre season overall, they still have a cup. So that's better than they've had in a little while. An awful April and then a fantastic May. Wolves schedule, not a great August, not a great September, a fantastic October though. You do continue on in the Cups. We already know they get to a final of 1. Where do they lose out? Carabao Cup semifinals, you do lose out to West Ham, and then you beat West Ham on the second leg, so nicely done there. But Carabao Cup final, we've already seen 3-5 loss to Tottenham, and then FA Cup, you get to the final. Wow, I didn't see that one coming. Liverpool beating them 2-3 in extras to end the season completely. All in all, a awful second half of the season, but you get 2 cup finals, and sadly you don't come home away with a cup trophy, but still, 2 finals is pretty damn nice. Transfer-wise for Newcastle, not really getting rid of a lot. You are bringing in the likes of Alex Ramiro. We haven't seen that one, or at least not much. Real San Sebastian for 33.5. But then you get the normals, Ronnie Edwards, Tony Weston, Liam Morrison we haven't seen much of from Bayern too. And then Florian Neuhaus on loan from Bruges and Mönchengladbach. Tottenham actually getting rid of a fair amount of players, mostly on loan, but you do get rid of Davinson Sanchez and Tanganga to Fiorentina for just over 20 million. So not bad there. You are bringing in Luis Semedo, Adama Traore from Wolves. We've seen that time and time again. Bikien from Juve, and then Peter Zielinski from, Napoli, 24 million. Wolves, there you go. Diego Costa for 1 million to Corinthians. Traore for 34 million. We've seen that. 7 million for Jose Sa. You are bringing in Chiquinho, Tormena, and Pereira. We've seen all 3 before. So what does that do for our squads? Well, at Newcastle, 42 plus 1, 42 and 41 plus 2 appearances for Isaac, Botman, and Jolinton. Goals-wise, 31. There you go for Isaac, bringing it back up. 11 for Shard. St. Maximin and Botman all have 10. And then assist 20 for Trippier. Fantastic job there. 12 for St. Maximin. Gordon with 9, as does Jolinton. Average ratings, you do have some more in the green this time. Isaac with 731 is a fantastic one right there. And that's sadly on his low point. You know, he's gotten a lot of 7.6, 7.5, 7.7s even. So 7.3 is kind of on the lower side of what he normally gets. He's a fantastic player. For Tottenham, Lloris, Kulusevski, and Basuma all up there. I wonder what happened. Kane must have had another injury or something. But goals-wise, 40 for Kane, 20 for Richarlison, 15 for Danjuma. So overall, Kane and Richarlison are fantastic in this tactic. Unfortunately, maybe it's the rest of the team that's not so much. Assist-wise, 16, 15, 11 for Son, Kulusevski, and Porro. So they're not too bad. 7.42 for Kane. See, this is, I say it time and time again, Kane is usually in like the 7.10s to 7.20s. This is where he should be when he's getting this amount of goals. 7.42 is fantastic. 7.34 for Danjuma, and Adama Traore breaking it up too, 7.13. For Wolves, Nunes, Sarabia, and Kilman all up there in appearances. 33 goals for Jimenez. Cunha and Sarabia up there with 19 and 12 apiece as well. Assist-wise, not a whole lot. 16 for Sarabia, Cunha 14, 13 for Neto. And then average ratings, there you go. 7.21 for Sarabia. I love Sarabia. 7.17s for both Jimenez and Cunha. Not too bad. Yet again, with the data hub, you can see Newcastle doing very well attacking, some very strong attacking numbers. Defensively, not so much. And then as we go down the list, you just see some dwindling numbers. I mean, actually, the non-expected penalty goals per game is really high up there for Tottenham. But defensively, just weakening. And then you get to Wolves. Yeah, and I mean, still strong, very strong attacking numbers. Not quite as good as the other two, but, you know, the defensive is just imploding. Premier League stats-wise, you do see all three in most goals. Again, we've seen it in the data hub. It's a fantastic attacking tactic. The defensive pieces just fell apart completely. Fewest shots, though, nobody. Most possession, you got Tottenham in there, average. Most dribbles made, nobody. Fewest conceded, you got no goalkeeper work. Most tackles won, no defensive work. Best passing completion, nobody. Most shots for, you do have all three teams. Again, the attacking side, and then most points, as you would expect. Individually, for the Premier League, Harry Kane with 25, Jimenez with 25, and Isaac with 23. Not too bad. Erling Haaland with 47. Usually, you're not going to catch that. Most assists, Trippier, Sarabia all up there. Fantastic jobs there. St. Maximin, Son, and Kulusevski getting some higher than normal averages. But usually in these tactics, you see anywhere between 6 and 11 is kind of on the average mark. Anything above that is really where you're getting some good numbers. Most player of the match awards, Kane with 7. Yeah, again, 6, 5, 7s. It's kind of on the average. Jimenez and Danjuma in there. Best pass completion, Christian Romero. Dribbles made, nobody. Fewest conceded, you got Bentley in there for Wolves. But otherwise, not so much. Tackles, and actually, Ait Nori's in there. Most key passes, you do have, again, Trippier, Sarabia. They're back to the tops. Love seeing that. Most shots, Isaac and Cunha in there. And then we see most goals. So I mean, this tactic, I wouldn't say worked all that well. It was very average. Again, if you take control of the tactic, do your training, do your own transfers, do your shouts, things like that, you're going to get better results than this. And with Newcastle in 64, I don't know if you'll get to 89. I mean, it depends on how well you really do and how well you play the game. But Tottenham with 62 could definitely get up there. Wolves, well, 53. You could get at least close to 60 or thereabouts. But again, it's all on your own skills and how you play the game. But that is it for me, Sefian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.